Hey everyone, it's me, Arthur Kade, and for every comedian that makes it big, there's a million others that never get to see that level of success. Mike Birbiglia has made a terrific new movie that details the hope and hopelessness that goes into being in the entertainment world. It's called Don't Think Twice, and we're on the red carpet tonight chatting with the cast. So get ready for a great night behind the velvet rope. Hey everyone, it's me, Arthur Kade, Mike Birbiglia, just telling you how much I enjoyed this movie, man.
Thanks.
It is like the voice for every comedian out there, because for every one of them that, like you, like Keegan, like Gillian, who makes it, there's a million others who don't, and we get to see what it's like here, that feeling of hopelessness and hope at the same time, right?
Thanks, yeah, and we try to sort of ask the question of like, what is success, and I feel like culturally, there's always a sense of like that success equals exposure, visibility, and I think a lot of times success can be performing, for 30 people in, San Francisco or Phoenix or Austin, Texas, as opposed to being on a massive sitcom or something.
How did you come up with the idea for this? So I was talking to Chris, who said he was opening for you on tour, and he goes, Mike came to me with this idea, and he was asking me about the improv world, but how did this little spark get lit?
My wife made this observation one night when I did an improv show. She goes, it's so interesting that everyone on stage is equally talented and funny, but that person's on SNL, and that person's a movie star, and that person lives on an air mattress in Queens. And I just thought, not only is that a great point, but I felt like it was a whole movie. Like I could picture this whole sort of big chill style comedy set in the world of an improv theater.
Your business is hard. Your business is
tough.
really hard.
It's very brutal. It's very brutal. The weirdest thing is when people find themselves in a situation where they work so hard and feel so passionately about something, they have a dream, and then their dream comes true for another person. You know what I mean? That's the worst. Your dream comes true for somebody else. And then what do you do after that? Do you keep going? Do you lose hope? What's the next step? And that's one of the things that this film explores.
Do you ever have moments in your career? Obviously, we see the success. And by the way, I called your Emmy nomination 2 weeks ago. Congratulations.
Oh, that's what you did.
I said, I hope you get an Emmy nomination. So congrats before I forget.
Thank you.
Do you ever have moments in your career where you worried that you wouldn't get to the level that you're at right now?
Oh, yeah. I mean, and I already, like maybe 12, 15 years ago, I was already resigned to, hey, this isn't so bad. This is pretty good. I hang out with my friends. We laugh all day. We have fun. So I live in a one-bedroom apartment in Detroit. No big deal. Who can? You start to have to make those concessions in your mind.
Change.
Yeah, I did not know that. I didn't know all this was going to happen. And so there were times like on Mad TV, you sign your first contract and you go, oh, they can fire me anytime they want. And then you're kind of going, all right, all I can do is work as hard as I can. But then it's still subjective. You still have no idea. Your future is always in the hands of other people. So when I was at Mad TV, there was a year there, it was a little touch or go for me. Now, they seemed to be happy with my work, but I was nervous. I'm like, am I going to be able to keep this apartment? Should I even get an apartment? Like, it's a lot of uncertainty in our industry.
When you look at what Mike wanted to get across with this movie, what do you hope people take away from it?
That people should broaden their definitions of success. There are people in this film, cast members, who don't get the job and other ones who do, but you can still wind up finding happiness and fulfillment if you maybe let go of that narrow idea of what success is.
Did you ever have moments in your career where, and there's a line in this movie about hope, did you ever have moments where you lost hope or you were worried, hey, I'm not going to make it?
Yes, many of those moments.
Sleepless nights?
Sleepless nights, depressing trips home, sleeping in your childhood bed, crying, wondering if you're ever going to be able to pay your rent, for sure.
This cast, I know Keegan, he's the best.
Incredible.
Was there Obama impressions? What was going on set with these guys?
Some of that made it into the movie, actually. Yes, he's an incredible mimic, in addition to being a brilliant actor. I think people are going to be really, I don't want to say surprised, because I've always known he's a brilliant actor, but he gives like a touching, heartbreaking performance in this movie.
Mike is such a talented voice. Talk to me about when Mike sends this material over. What's your reaction?
Well, it was really eye-opening. Like, I was actually opening for Mike on the road as a stand-up, and he started bringing up the improv world a lot, and then asking me a lot of questions about my time there. And I was like, "What's going on?" And he said, "I think I'm going to write a movie about that world. I think there's like some stories to tell there." And I was really excited, and I read the first draft. He used to do all these readings at his house, and I read all of them, and he was just like shaping it, and it was a really exciting process. And I think right from the start, he had just a good command of like how much struggling people can just have dramatic stories going on in their life. Like, all the characters in the film, he really shows them as people who are at the ground floor, beginning of their careers, beginning of their lives. And he really, I think, sensed that this world was ripe for some dramatic turns. And it was cool to see him nail it so hard.
Talk to me about the message of what goes on with Don't Think Twice.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of times people might be under that illusion of like those stories that you hear of like somebody was walking through the grocery store and got discovered, and like there are those stories, and I think that they keep people going, but it is so much hard work, and with this movie you really see that this group is working super hard and has been for 10 years together, trying to break out and also do the thing they love, because that's the thing. I feel like with comedy, like if you really love it, you want to do it all the time, and this group is super passionate about it, and they really haven't lost their passion for it, but after 10 years, you start to see, maybe...
The real world kicking in.
Yeah, totally, because you can only prolong being grown up in some way for so long, but some people manage to do it for a really long time. In Los Angeles, I feel like all my friends were, I'm definitely not ready to grow up just yet. I still have a train set at my house, so.
And nobody wants to grow up. That's the best part. Why would you?
No, well, just period in life. Yes, why would anyone want to grow up?
You get to work with 5 of the funniest people on the planet. Talk to me about the camaraderie that went on with this group.
That was an absolute highlight. There was a lot of laughing on set, to the point where I think Mike would be like, "Okay, stop, because we have to roll." And a lot of singing and just kind of the thing that makes you hate theater people, we did a lot of. But it was really fun.